Hey, what's up, everybody? We are on Kick Code, and we're going to be discussing this article that is talking about one congressman who proposed legislation to put the United States back on the gold standard. Is this even a possibility? Let's discuss it. New bill introduced to bring the U.S. back to the gold standard to control government spending and inflation. From Kitco News, one American politician proposes bringing stability back to the U.S. economy and its currency by introducing a new gold standard. Last week, U.S. House Representative Alex Mooney, Republican, West Virginia, introduced the Gold Standard Restoration Act. The bill looks pegged to US dollar to gold to address growing inflation threats, massive deficit spending, and instability within the U.S. monetary system. The gold standard would protect against Washington's irresponsible spending habits and the creation of money out of thin air, said Rep. Mooney in a statement. Prices would be shaped by economics rather than instinct and bureaucrats. No longer would our economy be at the mercy of the Federal Reserve and reckless Washington spenders, Mooney added. The bill noted that the U.S. dollar, referred to as the Federal Reserve note, has lost more than 30% of its purchasing power since 2000. At the same time, the U.S. has lost 97% of its purchasing power since the Federal Reserve Act was passed by Congress in 1913. Yes, indeed, 1913. Good old Woodrow Wilson. He's the one who put the Federal Reserve in place. However, it was much different then than it is now. The proposed legislation would require the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Treasury to disclose all records pertaining to the government's gold reserves and gold-related transactions over the last 60 years. So I think, in my opinion, there's going to be a lot of hurdles in order to get something like this passed. This is going to be one of them, where it is going to require the U.S. Treasury and the Federal Reserve, the United States Central Bank, to disclose all the gold that they have. That's one hurdle that I don't even know if we're going to be able to pass to get something like this into legislation. The other one, in my opinion, would be, okay, let's say that we do know how much gold the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Treasury has. Is that going to be enough? Do we have enough gold to be able to go back on the gold standard? I don't know. Next question would be, how much would they have to fix the price of gold at in order to be able to back our US dollar with gold? Would it have to be $50,000 an ounce? All those questions we need answers to. Plus, also, in my opinion, I don't think Congress would want anything to do with this because this would definitely cripple their ability to spend as much money as they would want to. So I think there's a lot of things that really goes against this actually being reality. That's just my opinion. Could it be a reality? Maybe. This legislation is supported by Sound Money Defense League, a national organization dedicated to making precious metals recognized money in the U.S. The league has helped state politicians push through legislation to remove sales tax on silver, gold bullion, paving the way for precious metals to be recognized as hard currencies. Today's debt-based fiat money system serves primarily to support big government and wealthy financial insiders, while the Federal Reserve serial policy of currency debasement punishes savers and wage earners as it undermines the economy, explained Stephen Gleason, president of the Sound Money Defense League, in a statement. A return to gold redeemability would arrest the problem of inflation, restrain the growth of wasteful, inefficient government, and kick off an exciting new era of American prosperity, Gleason added. Although the proposed legislation has some grassroots support, Some political analysts see this as a long shot, and I have to add, in my opinion, so do I. I think, while is it a possibility? Sure, I guess it is a possibility. There is a bill out there. Could it get enough traction? I don't know. But I do think it is a long shot. I think there's a lot of things that go against this from being actual reality. But let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think this is reality? Do you think we'll be able to go back on the gold standard? Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell has actively opposed the idea of a gold standard. Of course he has, because again, going on a gold standard would cripple the money printing that our government, combined with the Federal Reserve and Congress, would be able to do. Of course, everybody, most politicians, in my opinion, especially on one side, is going to oppose this and try to fight this, I think, with everything that they have. I think there's going to be a lot of fights against this. According to Jerome Powell, if you assigned us to stabilize the U.S. price of gold, monetary policy could do that. Other things would fluctuate. Powell said in 2019 during his semi-annual testimony before Congress, this is why every country in the world abandoned the gold standard some decades ago. Mooney's gold standard bill came more than 50 years after President Nixon decoupled the US dollar from the gold standard. A gold standard would effectively put us in a permanently restrictive credit, deflationary environment. It would be a huge limitation, said John Reed, chief gold strategist at the World Gold Council, in an interview with Kitco News last year, talking about the 50th anniversary of Nixon closing the gold window. And that there is a crazy story in itself. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think it's a possibility? Do you think this bill is going to have legs, or do you think this bill is dead where it stands? Once again, the bill, here is the bill, HR 9157 on congress.gov. There's really no information on here yet about this bill, but here it is, HR 9157, to define the dollar as a fixed weight of gold and other purposes. Rep. Mooney Alexander, Republican, West Virginia, House Financial Services. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I appreciate everybody for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll talk to everybody on my next video. Thanks a lot, everyone.